If you are wondering whether now is the right time to sell your home in Pittsburgh, you are not alone. I am watching homeowners make decisions right now that are costing them tens of thousands of dollars, not because of the market, but because of how they are approaching the process. And at the same time, I'm seeing other sellers in the exact same neighborhoods with similar homes have completely different outcomes. One sells quickly with strong terms and confidence. The other sits, reduces, and becomes stressful. The difference is not luck, it is strategy. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through what is actually happening in the Pittsburgh market, how to know if now is the right time for you, and what separates those two outcomes. So, before you make a decision, let's break it down. If we have not met yet, my name is Kaedi Knepshield. I'm a real estate advisor here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with Piatt Sotheby's International Realty, and I've been helping people buy and sell homes for over 20 years. I work with sellers, especially those who want a thoughtful, strategic approach, rather than just putting their home on the market and hoping for the best. I've seen every type of market: fast markets, slower markets, highly competitive situations, and more balanced ones. And what I can tell you is this: the sellers who have the best outcomes are not the ones who guess right on timing. They're the ones who prepare well and make decisions from a place of clarity. And I want to say something that I think a lot of sellers feel, but do not always say out loud. Selling your home can feel overwhelming. There's a lot of noise, a lot of opinions, and a lot of pressure to get it right. And for most people, this is one of the largest financial decisions they will ever make. So if you're feeling a little unsure or even a little stuck, that is completely normal. My goal in this video is to give you clarity so you can move forward with confidence, not guesswork. Let's start with what is actually happening in the Pittsburgh market right now. Inventory is still relatively low compared to what we've seen historically. That means well-prepared homes are still attracting strong attention. At the same time, buyers are more cautious. Interest rates, affordability, and overall uncertainty have made buyers more selective. So what does that mean for you as a seller? It means the market is rewarding homes that are positioned well and quietly penalizing homes that are not. We are no longer in a market where you can just list anything and expect multiple offers, but we are absolutely still in a market where the right home, priced correctly and prepared thoughtfully, can create strong results. Before we get into strategy, I want to give you some real context around what I'm seeing here in Pittsburgh. I had a conversation recently with a seller who assumed that because homes were selling quickly last year, the same thing would happen for them. But when we really looked at the data, it told a very different story. In their specific neighborhood, there was nearly a year's worth of inventory. That completely changes the strategy. We knew their home needed to stand out among a large number of competing options, so we focused on preparation. We decluttered, we staged thoughtfully, and we made sure the online presentation was positioned for maximum exposure. The result was exactly what we wanted: multiple offers within 2 weeks and a closing that aligned with their timeline and profit goals. And then I've seen the opposite: homes that could have sold well, but were rushed to market without preparation. They looked fine, but not compelling. And buyers today do not respond to fine. They respond to homes that feel intentional. Those homes sit and require price adjustments, and they create unnecessary stress for the seller. So when we talk about whether now is a good time to sell, what I want you to understand is this: the opportunity is still there, but the margin for error is smaller. Is now the right time for you? This is the part most people skip. The right time to sell is not just about the market, it is about your life. Here are 3 questions I walk every seller through. Has your home stopped fitting your needs? Whether that is space, layout, location, lifestyle, or a major life event. Do you have enough equity to make your next move make sense? Not just selling, but what comes next? And are you emotionally ready for the process? Because selling a home is not just a transaction, it's a transition. If those answers are yes, the market becomes an opportunity, not a barrier. The biggest mistake I see sellers make is waiting too long to get advice. Most people reach out when they're ready to list, not when they're starting to think about selling. By that point, timelines feel tight, expectations are set, and decisions become reactive instead of strategic. The strongest sellers start earlier. They give themselves time to prepare, time to make thoughtful decisions, and time to position their home correctly. Selling well is not about rushing. It is about controlling what you can control. What does pre-listing preparation actually look like? This is where I see the biggest difference between an average sale and an exceptional one. When I say preparation, I do not mean making your home perfect. I mean making your home feel easy for a buyer to say yes to. Most sellers ask me one question right away. What do I actually need to do before listing? And the answer is not everything. It is the right things. Here is how I think about it. The first step is identifying anything that could raise a red flag for a buyer. That could be deferred maintenance, things that feel broken, or even small items that create doubt, like a loose handle, chipped paint, or a space that feels cluttered or unfinished. Buyers today are very sensitive to uncertainty. If they feel like something might be wrong, they either walk away or they build that fear into their offer. The second step is simplifying and neutralizing the space. This does not mean removing all personality. It means helping buyers see themselves in the home. That might look like editing furniture, clearing surfaces, adjusting lighting, or rethinking how a room is being used. Sometimes the biggest impact comes from the smallest changes. And the third step is presentation. This is where professional photography, video, and how your home shows in person all comes together. Your home is being judged online before anyone ever steps inside. So we want that first impression to feel clean, bright, and intentional. And in many cases, we also talk about a pre-listing inspection. Not every home needs one, but in the right situation, it can give you clarity and control before a buyer ever enters the picture. Preparation is not about spending the most money. It's about making smart decisions that remove friction and build confidence, because the easier your home feels, the stronger your outcome tends to be. These are the 3 things you can control when selling your home: condition, pricing, marketing. The market controls everything else. Condition is about removing distractions and objections before buyers ever walk through the door. Pricing is about understanding buyer psychology and how your home compares to other options. Marketing is about how your home is presented, how it is positioned, and how it reaches both buyers online and in person. When these 3 things align, buyers feel confident, and confident buyers make strong offers. What does positioning your home mean? This is one of the most important concepts and one that most people never hear explained. Positioning is how your home is perceived in the market. It is the combination of price, presentation, timing, and how it compares to everything else a buyer is seeing. Think about it this way. A buyer is not just evaluating your home. They're comparing it to 5, 10, sometimes 20 other options. So we have to ask, where does your home fit in that lineup? Is it the most updated? Is it the best value? Is it the most move-in ready? Or does it feel like a compromise? Positioning is all about intentionally deciding how your home shows up in that comparison. For example, if your home is not the most updated, we do not pretend it is. We position it as the best value. If it is beautifully finished, we lean into that and price it to attract buyers who want turnkey. Everything is intentional and thoughtful. When positioning is done well, buyers understand your home quickly and feel confident acting on it. This is why preparation matters more than ever. Today's buyers are informed and selective. They are walking into your home after seeing everything online. They are comparing your home to every other option available. Homes that feel unprepared do not just sell for less. They sit longer, they invite negotiation, they create friction during inspections. This is why preparation is such a big part of what we do. That might include repair guidance, staging strategy, or addressing inspection items before the home ever hits the market. Preparation is not about doing everything, it is about doing the right things, because surprises are what derail deals. So what's the difference between pricing strategy versus pricing hope? Pricing is one of the most important and most understood parts of selling. It's not about picking a number that feels good. It's about creating a strategy that attracts attention and builds momentum. The first 2 weeks on the market are critical. That is when your home gets the most visibility and when buyers are paying the closest attention. Overpricing often leads to hesitation, fewer showings, and ultimately a lower result. A strong pricing strategy creates urgency instead of doubt. So how do you choose the right agent? If you're interviewing agents, here are 3 questions I always recommend asking. How do you help me prepare before we list? How do you determine pricing beyond just looking at recent sales? How do you guide me through inspections and negotiations? We are looking for someone with a clear process, not just experience, not just confidence, a system, because selling your home is not the time to experiment. It is the time to work with someone who can anticipate challenges before they happen. If you're thinking about selling, even if it's months away, the best thing you can do is start early. Start asking better questions. Start looking at your home through a buyer's eyes. Start building a plan. If you want a clear plan for your home and your situation, I'm always happy to have a conversation. No pressure, no obligation, because the sellers who have the best outcomes are not the ones who time the market perfectly. They are the ones who are prepared. And when you're ready, make sure you sell with a plan. Before you go, if this is something you are thinking about, even casually, start paying attention to your home through a buyer's eyes. Walk through your space and ask yourself, does anything feel unfinished? Does anything create doubt? Does this feel easy to say yes to? That simple shift alone can change how you approach selling. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe.